3 terrifying true stalker stories that will haunt you. Sometimes, the real monsters don't hide under the bed or lurk in the shadows. They smile across the table, text you goodnight, or wave at you from across the street. Stalking isn't just a word whispered in true crime documentaries. It's a slow, creeping nightmare that inches into reality, often without warning. Tonight, we explore 3 harrowing accounts from people whose lives were invaded, manipulated, and almost destroyed by those who refused to let go. These are their stories. Story 1. The dating app stalker, Hunter not at first, but something inside me whispered to stay alert. I was 22, dipping my toes into the online dating world. Eager but cautious. That's when I met Hunter, aggressive, even. I left, uneasy, but my discomfort turned into dread when I noticed his car in my rearview mirror, still behind me after multiple turns. At first, he was charming, respectful, even. Our first few dates were harmless, a coffee here, a drink there. He didn't set off alarms. On the 4th and final date, that whisper turned into a scream. He drank heavily, touched too much, leaned in too close. When I declined his advances, he got persistent. I texted him, "Are you following me?" He replied,
Yes.
"Just want to make sure you get home safe." I pulled over, told him to stop. He disappeared into the night. But the next morning, the tone shifted. "You strung me along," he texted after I gently ended things. "Pay me back for everything I spent on you," he demanded. Then came the block number calls. The flowers, a card on my doorstep. He knew where I lived. I slid under my bed and dialed 911 with shaking fingers. I got a restraining order, but the damage was done. The sound of a man walking through my room, opening my drawers, sitting on my bed. That night, alone in my loft bedroom, I heard a door creak open upstairs. I froze. Every instinct screamed hide. The silence never sounds the same again. I watched his shoes dangle inches from my face. He muttered something under his breath. It sounded like his name. By the time police arrived, the intruder was gone. One window was wide open. They said without proof, there was nothing they could do. He disappeared, but the fear stayed. Even now, I sleep with one eye open. Because once you've been hunted. Story 2. The middle school stalker. Chris. I was in 6th grade when I met Chris. Just another kid helping decorate the school's Halloween carnival. He was quiet, funny, friendly enough. 2 weeks later, a group of girls approached me with giggles and bright eyes. "You have a secret admirer," they said. That night, a message pinged on my messenger app. It was Chris. At first, I thought he was in trouble. He was in love with me. Obsessed since Halloween. But then the wall of text came a confession. I politely declined, said we could be friends. That was my mistake. From that moment, I was no longer just a classmate. I became his obsession. He told friends he'd kiss me whether I liked it or not. He left me a note on my doorstep, told me to check under the Cadillac in the driveway. My brother's car never started again. Then came the stalking. I caught him taking photos of me while I walked home. Every morning, "I bet you'll look beautiful today. Can't wait to see you," I told my teacher. I told the principal, but the counselor said, "Boys will be boys." I was told to feel flattered, like being hunted was a compliment. One night, something hit my 2nd-story window. Over and over. Thump, thump. I pulled back the curtain and looked down. There he was, Chris, holding a handful of rocks, grinning, staring straight at me. He knew which window was mine. His last text read, "I just wanted a kiss. You're not who I thought you were." Bye. I blocked him, but I still had to see him every day at school for the next 6 years. The last I heard, Chris was arrested. For what? No one said. But deep down, I already knew. Story 3. The possessive girlfriend. Emily. I've always been awkward. Not broken, just, ... quiet, alone. So when I met Emily on Tinder at 23, it felt like a miracle. She was beautiful. She liked me. She laughed at my jokes. We clicked fast. But just as quickly, she started asking questions. "Where are you? Why didn't you answer? Why are you at Phil's house?" She demanded we share our locations. She started showing up at places I never invited her to. One night, she banged on my front door, screaming that I was a liar, waking my neighbors. I broke up with her. Through text, cowardly maybe, but I was scared. Call, showed up. She texted back constantly, until finally, silence. Then came a night I'll never forget. I was alone, midnight, watching TV. The microwave beeped. Then, a door creaked open in the dining room. I grabbed a knife and called 911. Police searched the house. Nothing. No one. I tried to convince myself I was imagining things, until I woke at 3 a.m. to a flood of messages from a new number. It was Emily, the final text. "Wake up, wake up, wake up." 8 times. I replied, "You're scaring me. Please, leave me alone." Seconds later, I heard a scream from my closet. It was Emily. She burst out with a knife, slashing at the air. Slammed the door, held it shut as she stabbed through the wood. I fled the room. I begged, lied, told her I still loved her. She stopped. So that's all she wanted to hear. I told her to throw the knife across the room. She did. I tackled her, held her down, screamed my address into the phone. When police burst in, she was still crying on the floor. They dragged her away in cuffs. Emily is in prison now, but I still can't sleep with the closet door open, because monsters don't knock. They wait. Inside. These are the faces we trust, the voices we let in. But sometimes, what seems like love is just control in disguise. Sometimes, the people we welcome into our lives are the very ones who will try to destroy them. So next time your gut tells you something is off, listen, because it might not be just a bad date. It might be the beginning of a nightmare.